Hello.
Don't forget to tweet.
Hello.
That's a good point. We should probably tweet.
Oh, tweet.
Hello,
Hello.
everybody. I'm gonna do the thing that Fool just suggested. Boop, boop, beep, boop, boop.
Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. Beep.
Or I can just retweet genuine.
How dare you?
That's true.
How dare
Right.
you?
Okay. We just did a turbo roundup of the last session so that we can remember what it is that happened last week. I hope everybody has had a lovely week. I hope you guys have had a lovely week. And let's do a small roundup of what happened last week. Last week on Housebound Adventures. What episode are we on? Is it 11 now?
Yes.
Seems like just the other day we started fresh and level 1 characters.
Like 10 episodes ago.
And what has happened is some stuff's happened. Some big old stuff. We started the last session with you guys arriving at Miller's Bluff on a quest. You were sent here to find out why Nesmith was no longer receiving trade caravans of any kind from Miller's Bluff, as it is. It was a common thing, and it is required by many in Nesmith in order to maintain their businesses. And you have arrived here, looking to explore a little bit, thinking that maybe along the way your encounter with a dangerous, villainous undead lady might have been what was causing the hold-ups. But as you arrive here, something is amiss. First off, you start poking around in the tavern, thinking that might be a good place to get some answers, and you meet the tavern man. Did you ever ask his name? I can't remember if you asked his name.
We did, yeah.
You did. Yanis Yellowfoot is his name.
Mm-hmm. I had a ring.
And you had a bit of a chat with him. He seemed a little bit odd. He seemed a little bit kind of robotic, and you know, he didn't seem all there. And you didn't really feel like you could get much information from him. Something seemed odd. All he told you about the lack of caravanning and trading was that the people there had decided to stop trading with Nesmith now. And realizing that you weren't going to get very much out of him after he offered you a discount on staying at the tavern, you decided to venture further into the town. To the south, you saw one of the 3 mills, one of the water mills, as well as a warehouse. Somebody was crossing this bridge to the south to the other side of the river. You could see that they were holding a huge barrel and they were struggling with it. So, speedy as ever, Randall closed the distance very fast and helped him out. Upon interacting with him, you realized that he had a rash down his neck. He had glazed over eyes and he was looking pretty rough. He complained about being very tired, but apart from that, he seemed to be A-okay. A-okay. He was reporting that he wasn't, in need of any more help. He was fine. He continued his walk along, but at the same time, you had friends, namely Oro, Nuralie, and Nugget, were poking around in the warehouse storage to the west here. In there, you found that there were many barrels of sawdust and bark. You found that these barrels were very few in comparison to the size of the warehouse, and as many as you would expect. So they've been going somewhere, or they've not been being refilled. Though you can see that the mills are still churning. Coming out of there, you no longer had eyes on the gentleman who was walking away from you previously, but you did see an elderly lady coming out of a house from the east side of the river and coming over in your direction. Interacting with her, you realized that she was also very confused and didn't really know what she was doing or why she was doing it. All she needed to know was that she had to go to the grain mill on the other side of the river. Chatting with her, you realized that again something was afoot. She invited you to tea. You accepted this invitation, thinking, tea, yum, or soup, great, and made your way to her house. Her house was filled to the brim with mushrooms, spores in the air, and it was disgusting. You each got the fuck out of there very fucking quickly, to which she seemed disappointed, but she quickly forgot, zoned out, and continued with her task before, which was apparently going to the grain mill, picking up a barrel, or trying to, and making her way to the other side of the river. You were stopped by the innkeeper, who now had snuck up on you and was just staring you down like the good host that he claims to be. You decided to follow the old lady in the hopes that she would give you some kind of clue as to what was going on here, where these barrels were going. You made your way to the north of the northeast, north of the eastern side of the river, to the mill on the other side, where you saw that she had stopped holding her barrel at the end of the track, just past the door of the mill. The innkeep followed you, and someone came out of the mill, another person holding another barrel, another elderly lady, leaving the door ajar. Nuralie, seeing the opportunity to peek inside the windmill, had a bit of a look, and realized that there were more barrels inside. Seeing that these barrels were prime opportunity, she, what was it? First, you used radiant damage to blast one of the barrels open. Seeing that it was filled with spores, you then used your what's we call it? Crap, why can't I remember the name of it? You have muted yourself. Prestidigitation. You used prestidigitation in order to alight the spores and the flour that burst from these barrels. In so doing, detonating the watermill. It was a mighty explosion, spreading fire and debris everywhere in the vicinity, destroying the mill entirely. The ceiling is now beginning to collapse. The walls have fallen in on themselves. And there is a mighty splinter directly through the side of one of the ladies who was stood outside. Oro used her inspiration and the perk that that Nugget has, of Nugget always there in the nick of time, swooped in and saved Nuralie from any lasting impact or damage. But the two people who were stood next to the explosion, though they seem, for the moment, quite composed, you can see that they are very significantly wounded, and there is blood pouring from their gaping holes that you've just filled them with. The watermill is absolutely wrecked. The fire has spread to the nearby trees, and you can see that the wheel is now halfway down the river. Parts of the building itself, rocks and stuff, have been thrown from the devastation as well. And that is where we start today's session. We start today's session with Nuralie having been placed down in safety. The barman, who is to the south behind you, and the two ladies directly in front of you to the north. Before we start today's session, first off, hi everybody.
Hi.
That was a lot of.
Oh, you
Oh my
tomorrow?
god! Have you seen this fucking
Wait, what?
Carl? This is fine, Nuralie thing. It's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
It's so good. Holy shit.
my this is fine emote has never been more appropriate.
Right. That's excellent. Holy shit.
Fuel redeemed D6 bonus and said support your local monk.
Oh,
That
okay.
goes over to Randall.
It's one d6 used today.
Use that to avoid burning to death.
Yeah. And Solomon gave me his. So thank you.
Very lovely.
Wow.
Very lovely, folks.
Lovely.
Lovely. Very lovely.
Lovely that.
So that is the roundup of last session. I hope you guys have all had a lovely week and you're looking forward to seeing what happens this week.
Well, I mean, it's going to be really boring, so you're just going to walk back because we've solved the problem.
Yeah, problem solved.
Yeah.
Just set fire to every problem you have and
Just blow up your problems, people.
it's fine.
just half complete all quests from now on.
Yes.
Okay. So, as I said, directly in front of you are the two ladies who are holding barrels. One of them is the lady that you spoke to previously. Oh,
Tortu redeemed the last D6 bonus and said, give it to Katie so she can roll to fix her mess.
That's fair. That's fair.
So I've been doing wrong with my problems and didn't blow them up. There's clearly a lack of fire in your life, Snorts. So, like I said, directly in front of you, to the north, are two ladies. One of them is the lady you spoke to earlier, the elderly lady, and another is the lady directly beside her, who has a giant splinter, a huge piece of wood stuck in her side.
Is it really a splinter at that point?
I mean, I think the technical terminology is probably splinter, but I think it's our understanding of splinters is probably not splinter.
Splinter.
Oh, you tiny
I have a witcher splinter. She is bleeding profusely.
Oh dear.
How is she panicking? Is she?
For now, she is completely just.
For now.
For now.
At least for the first couple of moments, she has been since the grievous wound that she has suffered. But as we discuss this, as we are observing her condition, she kind of the glaze over her eyes is kind of revoked, and she kind of just gets woozy, looks down and screams, "Oh God!" and she collapses.
Did that seem like a normal reaction and definitely not like robotic?
Nothing about that seemed robotic. That was very much authentic. Oh Jesus fucking Christ! There is a huge piece of wood sticking out of me. Oh God! Oh God! However, the elderly lady you spoke with earlier is stood next to her and is completely just statuesque. Same with the innkeeper.
Fire seems to be solving the problem. Where did Nugget take me on the map? Because I know originally I had been like here-ish.
Yes, you had been. Yeah, Nugget dropped you with the party.
Yeah, it was just further down. It was on.
Yeah,
only a
slightly
little
further
bit.
down. Yeah, maybe the backside of that tree, just to the south of the second tree, the one that's also on fire.
So like right here.
Yeah.
And where's the old lady?
They are
that
both
collapsed.
by the door. They're both by the door of the mill. The innkeeper's just to the south near that toilet.
Is he still polishing the glass?
Yes.
Can I get up with half my movement and use 10 more feet to walk over to her and like bend down and look at her to see if she's alive?
We are currently not in combat.
Yeah.
You can
Somehow.
stroll on over to her. Somehow we are not in combat. Yes, you can use a medicine check if you like.
I would like
I would like.
23.
You can see that. I mean, she is alive for now, but she is looking very seriously injured. The again, splinter has gone through her gut and intestine into her stomach, and it looks like it's a very serious wound. She will die very soon.
Okay. I'm like crouching down and I'm looking at her and I'm like, oh, I think that fixed it. I don't know. Oh no. And I'm going to just like put my hands over it and please close, and heal her for 3 points.
Okay. So what are you using to heal her?
I'm just hoping that it helps. If you look at my character sheet, I can show you what it is.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I'll message you.
So you're essentially.
We don't get that healing.
Can I
Insider
write something
info.
away? Jenny wins.
She's using the power of friendship. Okay. Did you put that to me on Discord or something?
I'm trying to. Yeah, I'll just message you. I was like,
You
I'm
can
trying
do it,
to
you can
figure
do it
out
on
how
Twitter
to.
if you prefer, because I know you don't like Discord.
Well, I can do it on my phone just fine. I don't like having Discord open on my computer because it like kills it.
Yeah, I don't really have either of them. I don't have Twitter or Discord open.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll type it in Roll20 because I know you have that open. I'm just making
I
sure.
do have that open. Yes, that is definitely open.
It was just 2020, 02, 2020 here. God damn. That's too many. There's too many.
That's so many.
It
But that's
works.
not the palindrome.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case, Kitty. That's cool. Okay.
Okay.
So what are you doing about the massive piece of wood in her?
Okay, if that's still in her, then I'm going
Yep.
to try to take it out with that medicine check first and then do it.
Right. Okay. So you're going to remove the massive splinter, then with the innate power of being Nuralie,
Yeah.
you're going to heal her 3 points of health of
Yeah.
damage. Okay. I had 50 tabs open. I was expecting Tortu to have 20 tabs open.
Tortu, look at your fucking tabs. That's ridiculous. Close some of them. For the love of God.
I've known many people with that problem. Okay. So you managed to deftly and quickly remove the splinter. Again, using the splinter. I'm not sure if I have a better word for it. The debris.
Plank.
The
Yeah,
plank,
debris.
yeah.
Detritus.
From
right?
from her side, and just with the sheer force of will of, oh God, please be okay, please be okay, please be okay. You start to see that her wounds heal. The skin at least starts to sew and knit itself together. However, it does seem that she's still in a very serious condition.
Serious, like that didn't work and she's still dying?
Serious,
just
as
like-
in you've definitely stemmed the flow of like the condition, but it looks like the damage was like perhaps you haven't healed enough of the insides as well as the outsides, considering how deep this wound was. And she is not of heroic disposition.
Fair.
She's a shitty little peasant. She gonna die.
Okay.
That's a very good way of saying not everybody is an adventurer. Not everybody starts off with 8 health points.
I know, but when you hit 0, any healing makes you okay.
Yeah.
No. So if I do that and I see that it like works but not enough, then I'll. And does she still look like cognizant, not glazed over, not like returning to some sort of like zombified state?
She is unconscious.
I'm just gonna like open her eyelid and look at her eye.
So you can see that the kind of the glazed over milky whiteness from before is now gone.
And I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds.
Okay. Show me what you got. Roll them hit die.
We'll see what happens. This is gonna be the best. Yep.
Oh my god!
That is almost max healing. I will never
Oh
roll
my
that well again.
Jesus!
on the non-adventurer, of course.
Okay. Well, so you can now. I mean, again, with your previous medicine check, you are confident that that sheer amount of magic that you've just put flowing into her body will have knit together any wounds, internal or external.
I really meant it.
Yeah, really, for sheersies. I definitely 100% meant it. Please get better. And you're confident that would have pretty much put together any serious wound. You're confident that she'll be okay. She is currently still unconscious.
I'm not very strong, but I'm just gonna sit there, like not sit, but like kind of like crouching almost next to her, and
Okay.
like just watching the other lady warily. Also, if I'm within 10 feet of the flames, I could just like be prestigitationing the flames gone out of the trees.
I was gonna say, because this mill is still on fire, and
I didn't know how many
trees are
actions
on
you were gonna let me get away with.
We're not
So-
in combat right now. What do the other
Okay.
guys want to do?
Yeah.
So you've just seen Nuralie dash off and just go, oh fuck, and start to
Nuralie
knit
would never
wounds
say
together. I apologize.
Okay.
Oh bother, oh bother, oh bother.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
If you Google wooden shrapnel, the first result is literally an article about splinters. Excellent. She's a god now. Last campaign that took a little bit longer to achieve. Oh geez, oh geez, oh geez.
Basically, yeah.
So go on then, Randall and Oro. What are you doing? I mean, how about
Just,
you
like-
give us a bit of reflection about the last 30
10.
seconds?
Just
A lot.
a lot of things have just happened,
Uh-huh.
and just still trying to like take in exactly what happened. Like everything is now on fire and exploding.
Mhm.
Correct. So Nuralie basically walked up to this mill and went, "There's spores in the flour,"
Yeah.
and exploded the entire thing. You've never seen an explosion this big. You've never seen this much fire. And you've never seen anybody with enough power to detonate an entire building. Do you think that your characters have pieced together that perhaps she used a small amount of flame to ignite something this big, or do you think that they don't really know what's happened?
I think Oro would grasp that
Yeah.
Nuralie probably did it, but is more concerned. She's more concerned about the innkeeper bloke than the old women, so she's a bit more cautious than seeing what
Okay,
he's
so
doing.
she's still on edge,
Yeah.
kind of looking out for him.
Mhm.
Okay, is she phased in any way by the fact that Nuralie just did this?
Probably yes, and the fact that Nugget just saved her, probably yes.
Okay,
Everything's
okay.
probably a bit much, but
a bit much right now. There's a lot to take in. Okay, she's still kind of processing everything.
Mhm.
How about Randall?
So I think Randall's like, first he was like wondering whether she like intended to do that, whether like that she's actually like a really powerful angel thing and doesn't know her own powers, and then is also really concerned that this lady who had the shrapnel splinter seems to have like come back from the Cotton Eye Joe state
Yeah.
to the real life.
Uh-huh.
And because at this point he basically just assumed that they were already dead anyway, so like doesn't matter if
Sure.
you blow up a mill with them in.
Right. Okay. But now that
But now it's like, oh,
now that
shit,
she's come around, it's
Yeah,
more
it might
of
be
a,
like, oh shit,
fuck.
we can actually save them.
Oops.
Okay. So Oro is currently keeping an eye on mostly the innkeep, but maybe also keeping an eye on the old lady just in case they also go like I don't know, bust out some kung fu or something. Whereas Nuralie has run off to tend to the wounded. What is Randall actually doing right now?
I think he's still just stood in shock. Just
Okay,
like,
that's fair enough. That's absolutely fair enough. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, you are confident that you've stabilized her. Nuralie.
Then I'm snuffing
front of-
out fires.
You're snuffing out fires. Okay.
Yeah, I can do up to 3 different like effects of prestidigitation at a time, and I can light or snuff out a campfire size. So I'm just like over and over again
Sure,
for as many
okay.
times as you'll let me.
Okay. So I will say with that you are able to put out the trees
Okay.
and stop the trees from spreading to the houses nearby. However, you are unable to affect the damage to the mill. I wasn't expecting that to happen. I wasn't expecting me to cast prestidigitation and suddenly the mill comes back into shape. The bricks
you
go
need-
back in. The wheel spins back up the river.
you need mending for that.
And a lot of time. Wait, I have mending. Put it
Perfect
back
combo.
together.
And a lot of
One skill.
time. Okay. So directly next to you is still. I mean, you're confident that you've now spent enough time putting out the fires. The fires, or at least on the trees, like I said, are now out. You're confident that it's not going to spread anywhere else. So there's small amounts of fire have trickled down onto the grass around the mill. It's been a damp enough day that it's struggling to catch and spread, and it's easy enough for you to kind of just put out this the area around the house to the degree where it's not going to spread any further.
It's like a backfire, and then I put those out, so now there's nothing to burn and it can't spread.
Mm-hmm. But yes, you still have the lady in front of you who is still stood holding a barrel, and then the innkeep to the south.
I think this is the point at which it is very reasonable for the like shock of what happened to hit me.
Sure.
And so like panic response, like fix the person that got hurt, stop the fires from spreading, and then like 15 feet back from the mill, just be like, oh.
Did you mean to do that?
Not to that extent. I knew that fire would burn. Or excuse me, obviously, yes. I knew that flour would burn. Sorry. That's a lot. One time in the kitchen, there was like a sack of flour and it was dropped and went into the air and it caught fire. And I thought, I can just get rid of that quickly. This will be really easy to do. I didn't know all of that was going to happen.
I mean, it looked pretty cool.
That's good. And she'll be okay. I like gesture at the lady like lying on the ground.
Do you bring her away from the mill, or is she still on
Yeah,
the floor
no,
next to the burning
yeah.
building?
Save her from
I'm
the
not-
splinter and just leave her to burn.
Put her back in the
Well,
mill.
I figured if she was 10 feet away, that meant that she was fine because I was able to stand 10 feet away. But if it looked like it was going to be dangerous, then I would like do my best to like drag her.
Okay.
I'm not very strong.
Okay.
But yeah, I forget what somebody asked me before you brought that up now.
So you've brought the body away.
Mm. Oh, I said she'll be fine. That's what it was.
You said she'll be fine, yeah.
Also, I think she's better now. Like,
Define better.
like, yeah, okay, that's fair.
She's dead. She's better now.
No.
She's in a better place.
Her eyes aren't as glazed over. And did you see? It wasn't pleasant, but if you saw her scream, that seemed like a very coherent reaction, which was different from everything else everyone in this town has been doing. Not that I think we need to like stab everyone or something.
That's what I was gonna say.
We need to nearly kill everyone.
Or
Splinters for everyone. Or and Randall just have like a we can kill now. Can we go step?
I don't know if it was being hurt or if it was like heat. I just know that it was not going to be okay, but now it's okay, and she's better overall in the end so far.
And she might not even remember.
Wait, what?
She might not even remember. And then she'll think we just saved her rather than nearly killing her.
Ooh.
I mean, it could be both. It was both. We don't have to bring it up if she doesn't know. What's the barkeep guy doing now? Just standing there like a creepo?
Mm-hmm. Like a creepo.
Can I go over to the lady on the floor and look for like mushrooms and like brushes?
Yep.
I wonder whether she's just not very affected by it.
Give me a perception
Mushroom
check.
check.
Very low. Very low DC.
Are we taking out the witnesses? Yeah, get rid of them all. I'll never know.
Okay. So you give her the kind of a relatively thorough look at trying to evaluate her condition. You can see there's like a bit more of color to her cheeks than the other people that you've seen in the village so far.
Right.
You can also see that she does have a rash on her neck, and that there are some spores and some kind of mushrooms-ish kind of growths on her. However, you can see that they are burnt and have wilted to a noticeable degree. In that all of the shrooms and growths that you've seen on anyone else or in anywhere else do not look this weak.
I don't think she's quite okay just yet. Like she's still got mushrooms and stuff on her. But she also doesn't look as bad as the other people.
Which is surprising given the whole.
Yeah.
Everything here is weird. Can we take them off of her, do you think?
I could try.
Do you want me to try?
Maxie not it.
Yeah, I'm definitely not touching that. I've already had one killer disease. It's someone else's turn.
fair. Do I have a dagger? I do have a dagger. Do I have something more precise than a dagger?
What about 2 daggers?
Scissors. That's all that 2 daggers are, really, is scissors.
True.
All right. Do you think in this world they do like gloves for like non-magical medical treatment? Probably not, wouldn't be a thing. Like, do they know about like bacteria or spores, like infections? I don't know if it would be reasonable to like think to like do like personal protective equipment.
I mean, are you proficient in medicine?
Yes.
Then you would think about personal protective equipment.
Okay. Then I will guard myself. I don't think I have like medical grade gloves or anything, but I can like wash my hands really quick or something. I can prestidigitation them clean. And
If you
then
could, yes.
I can like put a cloth, like wrap the ends of my fingers or something so that I'm not like directly touching it, and like
Sure.
like cloth finger grab the ends of like the mushroom and like just try to like
So the growths that you're noticing are very fine. I'm not talking like
Oh, girl, you fine?
I'm not talking like there's a mushroom.
They're so
growing.
fine you don't
I
want to
mean-
cut them.
I mean,
You a fine mushroom.
I mean that these are like not quite hair, like kind of thickness, but like they're very thin, very fine growths on the neck, to the degree where it's, you know, you only know that they're there because you know to look. Like we're not talking about a full-on
Oh,
cooking mushroom or whatever growing out
right,
someone's
that's
neck.
what I was
see,
thinking.
that's what I was
Like-
picturing before, and I was like,
Okay.
ooh, okay.
I mean, they are kind of very small miniature versions of those. You can see that they are slightly purple in color, like a kind of purpley pink. But they are very, very slight and minute growths upon the
So you
neck,
need
and
to,
you can
like,
see that they are kind of wilting.
So, could I take one of my sticks of incense and prestidigitation the tip to have the little like hot end, like the fiery end that a stick of incense would have, and now I've got a very like small, pinpointy, delicate thing, and just kind of like not touch the skin, but like use that as like a pinpoint poker to kind of like poke at the
Sure.
tiny little growths.
Doing so makes them kind of, it burns them away. Give me a straight up intelligence check.
Okay. This is gonna be a straight roll. Oof.
Ooh.
You think at their diminished state that prestidigitation might do the job.
Oh, just like cleaning off the neck with prestidigitation. I took the smell and it makes sense. Okay, so I'm doing this thing and I'm like, whew. And I get up and I go over to the still zombified lady and I'm like, is her neck covered in anywhere, or is it just like out in the open where I can see rash?
She has kind of a close neck, like a high end neck on her top, but it's not like a turtleneck. And you
It's
can
like
see
this?
that there's a rash. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like you can see there's a rash and some fine growth.
So I'm going to. Is it okay if I touch your neck? And I know she's just gonna answer,
Yeah,
but
stares directly at you.
I'm sorry. I promise this will help. And I'm just gonna like barely with the like wrapped fingers like do like a this thing and then prestidigitation. Everything
Okay.
that looks gross.
You find that it does not have any effect. You suspect that it was because of the diminished state of the growths on the injured lady that prestidigitation had any effect.
Ooh, okay. So then I'm gonna like poke at him with the hot thing too first,
Sure.
and see if that starts to help.
You can see that the growth itself seems to react to the heat and shy away slightly. It moves in response to you putting warmth near it. When it gets touched by the heat, it does you can see it singe and kind of diminish itself, like somewhat. But to do that, bearing in mind you're not entirely sure how much this covers the individual, it would take a long time for you to fully achieve this.
Throw her in the fire.
Cast it into the fire.
Fireball will solve it. There we go. Now we're talking.
Small fireball.
All y'all out there like, oh, you can use fire to solve all your problems now, Nuralie? Well, guess what? Seems to be the ticket. I mean, if no one else is coming out to like cream pea swamp down on us, I'm just gonna spend time poking at any moving mushrooms.
So as you are kind of poking around, you again at the moment you've kind of just got Oro having a stare off with the innkeep, and Randall not really knowing what to do with himself. You can see that from around the buildings, another individual approaches and stands next to the innkeep. Then a couple of moments later, somebody comes from one of the houses to the north of the mill and stands next to the other lady. A couple of minutes later, another person comes out and stands next to the other lady. They are all staring at you.
We need to set them all on fire.
By the way, the little mushrooms are moving when I try to burn them. It's really weird.
Set them all on fire.
More fire.
This town is on fire. What
You
if?
hear a deep breath from the injured lady, or now uninjured lady.
Wait, dogs, that picture. What is that?
It's the mushroom band. This is what we're going to be fighting.
What the fuck is that?
No.
I hate liking it.
Why?
So mushroom people are creepy and scary enough, like in concept as it is. But I also have trypophobia, and there's always that pattern on the other side.
Why?
Look at his face, though.
Why
You
did
can
you?
wish your
Why?
man.
Why?
He just wants to be your friend.
Oh my god! None of them look like that.
No, they
Lame.
will eventually.
Yeah.
That's their final form. Broomcha.
What a dickhead!
And this is D&D. True.
Proper bellend.
So when you say they come and stand by the lady, do they come and stand by the one that I'm poking with a stick of
Yes,
incense?
the would have been really helpful if you asked the old lady what her name was so I could identify her rather than just saying now uninjured lady, kind of zombie mushroom lady.
Hey, yo, an injured lady. What's your name?
But you can see that they are now gathering. They're starting to form a circle around you.
I mean, when they started to like approach, I probably would have like taken a step back, like,
Sure.
Don't touch me.
This doesn't seem good.
Opposite.
The uninjured lady now, like I said, it's a deep sigh, and you can see that she's starting to come to.
I'm gonna go stand over by her.
Okay. Oh, oh my god! Oh, what is happening? She's now looking around. She's on the floor at the moment. She looks up, and above her, she can see the burning mill, and then she sees you, who she doesn't recognize, and then the majority of the people that she knows just standing around. What's going on?
Can you tell me the last thing you remember?
I was tucked up with my wife, and now I'm here. Why is there a hole in my Oh, she covers her. There's a gaping hole in the garment that she was wearing. She covers her. Oh, why is everyone standing around? Who are you?
It's been some time since anyone heard from the town, and Nesmith asked, or someone asked, that people go take a look and see what's going on. And when we arrive, we find everyone in this sort of like trance-like state and carrying barrels around aimlessly and not really being fully aware of what's going on around them.
Oh, are we in danger? She kind of puts her arm out, asking to kind of insinuating that you help her stand up.
Yeah, I'll help her up.
It's just why is everyone just standing here? Now you've got maybe 8, 9 people stood around you, forming a circle. There is quite a wide circle, so there are gaps.
I don't know what they're doing or what's controlling them or making them confused.
I don't know any of you, but why are my friends all here? What are they doing?
That's what you were like before we saved you.
From what? How? How did you save me?
Anyway, that doesn't matter. We need to think.
The important thing is magic. We saved you with magic.
Magic.
Now,
There seems to be some sort of fungal growth all over everything here. And it was
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
gross.
agree. It was I like stop and I'm like, I think it was impacting you as it is impacting them. I don't want to be like, it was on you.
directly impacting you.
I don't feel very safe with everyone staring at me like this. Are they okay?
You were like that and you're not now. So I think it can get better. But we haven't exactly figured out how to do that yet.
Perhaps we should go somewhere else.
Yes.
Somewhere where they aren't staring at us.
Yes, let's go. Let's go.
Yep, let's leave. Bye.
Okay.
Is this a lady who took us into her home?
No.
Okay, good. I was like, you don't want to go home.
We're not going back to your home. Can we go back across the bridge on the other side of the river?
Well,
Does the bridge still exist?
The bridge for now still exists.
We better go across.
The huge wheel landed on the rock formation just at the bottom of that waterfall there, just above and next to the bridge, but it has not damaged the bridge.
How
At least from
lucky.
what you can see from here. You were a mushroom, pretty much. What a way to wakey wakey.
You were a mushroom.
You were a mushroom. I can. We could go to my house.
Where is it?
It's just. She points past the now forming wall of people. It's just there. It's the house directly north of the house you previously entered.
Oh.
That might be a good idea. It might also be a very bad idea. Depending.
Let's go and have a look, and if not, we're close to the river bridge anyway.
That's true.
There's
Okay.
always the toilets.
True. I do need the toilet.
Yeah, hang out in the toilets. Okay, so walking past the line of people is very easy. Unsurprisingly, they put no effort into trying to stop you from passing them. It seems like they're kind of passively just waiting and watching you. And as you walk past them, they all turn and consider and continue watching you. You travel to the south and you enter her home. It is once again quite dank in there.
I don't go in. I stand at the door.
She opens the door and oh my god. The stench is overwhelming. And she steps back. That's
Don't
my
go there.
home. That's my home. She retches.
Oh, I start prestidigitationing the bits that are close within the next 10 feet to try to clean it up.
It is dense. You'll be there a long time.
I
Cleaning
mean,
up the
just
house.
something to do while I'm standing here. This thing has become incredibly useful.
Yeah.
Prestidigitation. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you can see that it seems to in the smaller kind of growths that you can see on the floor and the walls, it seems to clear them away to a certain extent. You can see that mostly it's just cleaning dirt away from behind these growths. You can see that there are small kind of tufts of like moss and etc. that accompany the fungi, but they seem mostly unaffected.
They're just now nice and shiny.
We've polished them. Damn it.
Man, where's the gelatinous cube when you need it? Just go in and like eat up all the organic material. Dang.
Just burn everything in the min. All your belongings end up in the gelatinous cube, but it's really clean in there.
Yeah, but it gets rid of all the dangerous mushrooms, and then you
Uh-huh.
kill the gelatinous cube and get your stuff back.
Easy.
It's like actually, that should be a cleaning service in D&D. Like, you want to spot clean your home top to bottom, make it immaculate, and all of your belongings as well. Just stack them up in a pile in the living room. We're gonna send a cube your way. Really, don't go in there. Promise, don't go in there. When it's done, we'll send someone to clean up the cube. This is going to be a cleaning service in a game.
Yeah, we'll see where this game goes. It's just going to turn into you guys like farming gelatinous cubes.
Oh my god, we're going to be slime rancher.
It's going to be exactly it, slime rancher.
Okay. I'm going to close the door.
Okay.
Good move.
Jeez. Where do we go?
What's the last day that you remember? Like on the calendar.
It was Decemberary. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like
I don't know. Faerunian calendar months.
me either. But how long ago does it seem, based on what she can like vaguely recall?
So we'll say it's about a month ago that she remembers.
Yikes.
You compare dates.
Yeah,
Today
so-
is the blah 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 of blah blah blah. And she's like, whoa! Last time I was conscious, it was my birthday on the blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Month ago.
On the day of blast.
I have a PDF that has them all. Jesus, really? They exist?
Of course you do. Of
They
course you do, Adam.
exist.
I was making this.
Oh no.
Is that Oro and the bar bat keeper in person? And then a random chin? It's beautiful.
That's
Oh
amazing.
my god, I love it.
That little look on her face. Hell yeah.
It's so perfect.
It's beautiful.
I really like the old guy's face as well.
I know.
Yeah.
I can't even make my eyebrows do that. Like they have too much of like just a natural curve, so I can't like.
Damn it. I don't know if I can either. Shit. Okay, anyway. She backs away from her house.
I want to ask her, do you remember anything weird happening on that day that you last remember?
Kelly was very odd. We had a small get together at the tavern, and she was acting weird. And then we had a quiet night of drinks with friends, and then I woke up. My memory's so foggy, I don't remember anything.
I knew it was the innkeep. I'm kidding. I don't say that.
Kill him now.
Fire! Who is Kelly?
That's my wife. sorry, my name is Holly.
Oh, yes. I forgot people also had a name. Or I doesn't say that.
What are your names?
Oro.
Random.
I'm Nuralie.
Well, Oro, Randall, and Nuralie. She turns around, and now the rest of the village have now mostly accumulated. They're now standing maybe 30 feet away, not in the circle that they were before. They've now come as a group towards you and are staring and watching.
We should go across the river.
Yeah, let's go across the river.
Let's go.
Maybe get the bridge.
I think we should go take a look behind the closed door in the inn, if they were all there.
Okay.
Or in the rooms, as the innkeeper seemed to want us to stay.
Mm-hmm. What is this thing on the map? I'm trying to ping, but I'm on the measuring thing. This. It looks like a catapult. I doubt that's what it is.
Sorry, let me
What is
move
that?
it. Try again.
So,
On
That
the
is
left
a.
side.
It's a
beep boop crane.
lifty craning. That's the one.
Oh, it's a crane. Right,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
So
Yeah.
this group is going to distrust all innkeepers. It's a crane lifty thingy, correct?
Thesaurus. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna start heading back over that way because now I think that might be like the impetus of all this.
Okay. Well, she follows, and so do the rest of the village for the most part.
Are they still really slow, or are they quicker than?
They're kind of walking at a normal pace. They're definitely still staying behind you by about 20, 30 feet.
Okay.
I've always wanted an entourage.
This is the posse.
Let's keep them forever.
Finally. I don't think it. I considered it. I don't think Aura would be able to do this. I don't think she's strong enough. But to have something block the bridge in some way so that people couldn't follow, or it would be slightly
Okay.
more difficult for them to follow.
Sure.
I don't know
Light
if
it on
anything
fire.
around. Huh?
I'm kidding.
Or light on
It's
fire.
like-
Or light it on fire. Now we're talking.
Well, why don't you
It will
guys
be-
discuss that in character?
Should we put something on the bridge that maybe slows them down or something?
I
I don't know
don't
what.
Uh,
but-
I don't know what we could put there.
The stuff around the little campfire in the middle, are they just logs and rocks, or
One is a straight up bench. The other is a small chair, but the other two are logs, and the rest are rocks.
is the bench? Does it look like a heavy bench, like a big old hefty boy?
Bench,
It's a hefty boy.
Hefty,
It,
hefty.
it would require at least two of you to lift it.
Let's
we can-
do it.
Maybe the bench. Okay. Yeah, I don't know whether I'm stronger in any capacity, but
We can help.
together.
Small, but mostly muscle.
One
That's-
muscle.
Just
Have
one.
one muscle.
Let's do that then.
Okay, so you lift the bench, and what you're trying to do? You're trying to just put it in front of the bridge.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. On this side here.
Uh,
On
maybe.
the shore.
Or,
Well, as
or
long as I'm going across.
What you
yeah.
wanna do
Or
there?
what about there? Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you move it there, and you can see that the village is still kind of gathered, standing, watching you from the other side of the bridge, and you shove the bench in the way. And I mean, it's a relatively medium-sized bench, I guess. Like if you wanted to vault it, it wouldn't be difficult to vault. Not that you've necessarily seen any semi-advanced movements from these people now they've become mushroom people, but for now it seems to be blocking the way.
It'll at least slow them down, hopefully.
I don't like this at all.
No, or me.
We can just move really quickly because they don't seem to be able to do that. And or we can tell whether or not they'll be able to do that.
Where are we going to go?
I think we're
We're
gonna.
gonna leave. I can't leave my my friends and family here.
I think we're gonna have a look in the inn tavern thing. See if there's
Okay.
anything in
We need to find the source if we have any hope of.
tomato sauce,
Mhm,
barbecue,
mhm.
mayonnaise,
Sweet chili,
other sauces,
Other sauces.
burger sauce.
Queso.
burger sauce. Yeah.
Queso. Oh,
Sorry.
why did you do that to me? Why did you do that to me? I have to
I-
live in a world with no queso. That's my life.
Is there none in the UK? That you can...
My life has absolutely zero. queso.
There's not queso like we have queso. There's definitely not.
It's just zero queso.
Like half of the meals that I took him to, he would start eating and he was like, I don't have words to describe this. We don't have food like this. And I'm like, I know. Sorry. People are like, oh no, America is so unhealthy. And I'm like, we're really good at food, y'all. Like, oof, we're good at food. We're not good at anything else. We're good at food. That's it.
Anyway,
Snap out of it.
distract myself from the sadness you've just brought upon me.
I'm sorry. We're talking
So
about
you want
sauces.
to continue on to the Shy Falls Tavern?
Mhm.
Okie dokie. Hi, Boomkin. How was your trip to Texas? Can confirm from Houston.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, no, I went to go visit Katie in Texas and put on quite a bit of weight. Not quite. I mean, I put on some weight.
I told him we were going to stretch him out before we sent him back. Mission accomplished.
Okay, so you make your way back over to the Shy Falls Tavern. You can see that for the most part, the villagers seem to be content to stand behind the bench and not follow you across the river.
Yes. Good thinking,
you-
Oro.
Bench MVP.
You get to the Shy Falls Tavern. You open up the front door, and it's still dead quiet in there.
Well, let's go hunting for some sauce, I guess.
I'm just going to put the cowl of my robe up over my face. Just casually, because now I'm like terrified of all this stuff turning me into a zombie.
Or gets a
Okay.
dagger out.
I'll put that over your face.
Yeah.
Daggers out. Daggers.
It's like your bread.
Yeah. Dagger. Doesn't help at all, but
Cut the spores.
I
good.
feel better.
Okay, so you open the front door, and as you can see from the floor plan here, you've got directly in front of you as you open the front door is a staircase that leads upwards. To the north and to your left as you enter is the bar and a door that leads behind the bar.
Do we want to check behind the bar or go upstairs?
Might as well check behind the bar first.
It seems to be something they're eating. So,
Okay.
are there spores like all around in here, like fine coating or anything?
Not in the main tavern room, but as you push open the door into a kind of makeshift kitchen in the back, you can see that there is kind of moldy loaves of bread have been left on the side, and the side has now become infested.
Is it made
Pushing-
of stone like in the picture?
Well, it's a large kind of wooden table, but the flooring is stone.
Is the infestation on just the table or is it like the whole room like those houses?
It's on the tables.
Okay. I just look at them and I'm like, fire?
Finally! You can write the idea. Yes. I mean, maybe we shouldn't if they do actually come back to be normal human beings. But
Should we look upstairs as well before
Well, I
we
can-
make a fire?
Can put it out. It's just a table, so
it is just a
Yeah, it is just a
burn-
table.
the mushroom things and then snuff it
I-
out.
Don't want to be in the room when you do that.
That's true.
That's fair.
No flour in here, right?
Also that.
There's cooked flour. I don't think it'll have the same reaction.
Okay,
Because
well,
Yeah.
So are you igniting it?
if they don't want to be in the room, I will wait for everyone to leave.
I'm
I'm
out
going
of that
to-
room.
I can do it from 10 feet away, so I'm going to stand 10 feet away and just light the bread on fire.
Okay, so from that distance, you'll have to be out in the main room through the door.
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So as you do so, small ignition. You do so aiming at the counter, and you can see that it erupts in flame, way more than you expected it would. You suspect that the spores may also have some kind of inflammatory response, because it lights up and it's very, very bright, very, very intense, very, very quickly, and then it dims quite quickly after that, and you find it very easy to dismiss with prestidigitation.
I'm so glad I took that cantrip.
As you do so, you can see that now the debris and the ashen ruins of the moldy countertop remains, but as I said, it's much diminished.
I'm gonna clean it up.
Mhm.
Any mushrooms left?
No, you find that it's now a clean countertop. Probably
Well-
the cleanest it's been for a very, very long time.
We
I
have a
like-
fire, gelatinous cubes. Oh, you're cleaning these.
I like look over my shoulder at Randall and Oro, and I'm like, I think these spores are really flammable.
Hold on, give me a second. I want to go and have a look outside to see if they're still behind the bench or if they've moved closer or not. People outside.
So it looks like they are still against the bench. Yeah.
I'll come back in. Everything's fine.
Really, I really hope they're doing the video game AI thing where they're just like walking into it
Yeah,
and bouncing walking. Like,
They're
They
low
are.
level zombies.
They are.
No, yeah.
Yes.
These are not the lickers or the runners or the clickers or any of the things that like.
Yeah, no, these are just the mobs. Like these are the
Yeah.
baseline normal zombies.
And that's the
Bef-
only like mushroomy stuff we saw in the kitchen at
that room,
at a
yes.
glance. Yeah.
Yeah.
And is there a second door in the back?
So
of the
there is
kitchen?
a second door to the north that takes you into a kind of a storage room that you can see has some crates in, some more kegs. You see there's a trap door in the floor that you think might lead to a basement, but you can see that this is also
I don't want to
has a
see that
strong presence.
basement. I don't want to see the basement. You can't make me.
A strong presence of mushrooms.
Yes.
Burn it. Burn it all.
Everyone stand back. Then 10 feet away. Probably like slightly around the corner and do like a light it and move back sort of a thing.
Well, once again, you can hear and see the intensity of the flame as it ignites throughout the air very, very quickly. Doing so is very bright and very loud because the spores in the air light as well as those on the table and the mushrooms. And quick as a flash, it is over.
Prestidigitation to clean up any spores.
Mhm.
And Aura wanted to go upstairs, so I just turn around and look at her and I'm like, upstairs?
She's like, I love my new job. This is way better than adventuring. I'm going to be a cleaner.
You got a whole town to clean.
She's like got a full-on pyromaniac now. We had in the last campaign, we had fucking Dane who was afraid of fire, and now we've got Nuralie who's a pyromaniac.
And then
I'm
we'll
just solving problems. Okay? I can't help that the flame is cleansing.
I'm a problem solver. It's not my fault that all problems can be solved with fire.
One way or another.
That's what it says on your van.
We're gonna have to get the change on that business card. That we have. Oh, can you show the business card on the stream if anyone hasn't
Oh
seen it?
yeah.
We could also do a break if you wanted to show the breed change for Nugget.
The breed change for Nugget. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Kosath? Oh, Adam, I don't know who that is. Nuralie Kondo.
Right, yes, you can see that. Where's my Discord? What were they called? I have forgotten.
This is the Honduran.
Honduran white bat. I only found out about them today, and they're adorable.
She found out about it today. Immediately changed Nugget's.
That's what Nugget is
now. We've now decided.
Nuggets
They're
are
called what now?
Honduran white bat. Honduran.
Oh,
They're
They're very
yellow
cute.
and white. They're so precious. Nuggets
Stop
stop
it.
now.
he's got a leaf for a nose.
Yeah.
Thank you, Snorts, for that. That's a good
Oh
good
yes,
thinking. Good thinking. Nugget is the bat companion of Oro
Scottish.
with a Scottish
Fluffy
accent.
dude.
Scottish bat. Fluffy dude.
Primordial godlike being of fire. Yes, of course, it would like to have a word with me. I love it.
Oh my god, that someone made a plush of one of those bats. Oh my god, so cute.
Know what I'm getting you for your birthday.
Now I have to make you a little yellow and white flower crown that has like yellow leaves that look like the nose and ears.
Oh my god.
It is actually called a nose leaf. That's excellent. Oh no.
Oh hey Dave.
For good reason. For good reason. Because it's a leaf.
At this juncture,
Yeah.
does anyone need a bio break?
Yes.
Can do?
Yeah. Do you want a bio break? A bio break?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Go ahead.
if you do.
I mean, I just looked at the time and I was like, this seems like a good time for a bio break. I think
Sure.
I personally need one, but
It's right around break time. BRB.
it's right. Go for it.
Yeah, I'll be right back too. I'll leave the this is fine Nuralie thing up.
Yeah. I'm going to be that awkward person who doesn't go to the toilet at a bio break but needs it in like 10 minutes. I'm sorry, I just don't need a wee. Tell us about your trip, Boomkin. Tell us how it went. I wanna hear all about Texas. Your trip to Texas. Is it painful hearing me try and do Texan accents? I think it was okay when I was in Texas. I ate a lot. What was your favorite Texan delicacy? Do you have any Tex-Mex whilst you're over there? How you were at PAX, weren't you? How did the PAX stuff go? The Riverwalk at night is so pretty. We when I was over there, we went to Dallas once. I spent no time doing touristy things at all. I wouldn't change it for the world. I had the best time over there, but I did absolutely zero touristy things. Too many questions. Type faster. Why is it like a karate attack?
I don't know.
Had
Why
a
not?
pulled barbecue sandwich from Salt Lake that was good. Barbecue ribs, puffy tacos. I do like puffy tacos.
Puffy? Are they just
Soft
they're just puffy?
tacos. Tasty. Went to where was it? Was it Torchy's or something? Torchy's was amazing, but we also went there and Katie was like, they have a secret menu, and I know my favorite secret menu item, and she's just like, yeah, I'd like to. Like, apparently secret menus are like quite a common thing over in America, which I don't really know if is that a thing in England.
I don't think it really is. Maybe
I've
some
heard
places.
about secret menu things, but I've never like big red drink and big blue and Texas Dr. Pepper. Event itself was hard work, but people seemed to enjoy the game. Not as big as PAX East, but a good mix of games and tabletop things. Oh, nice. Did you have Whataburger? I had Whataburger. That might have been one of the places where we had a secret menu thing. I enjoyed Whataburger. It was tasty. We had it maybe twice. It was very tasty. I've been watching Peaky Blinders recently. And it's very, I mean, it's fine. Nothing is, I don't think it's anything super special at the moment, to be honest, but it's something to watch, you know. And it's all oh, okay, clearly Boomkin is a fan. I mean, I just haven't found it to be anything especially great so far. I mean, hey, if you guys enjoy it, then I'm very glad. I'm happy for people to enjoy things. I personally have been enjoying it, but like on a low key, I can have it on in the background whilst I play games. I don't really need to care that much about it. I'm only on season 2 now.
How many are there?
I don't know, but it's on Netflix at the moment, I think. It's been alright, but it's all about Birmingham.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, it's all about Birmingham.
Shit, old Birmingham.
And they've just been talking to some people from the Black Country.
Oh no.
So all the accents are out the entire time, and I'm just like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
These seem accurate. These seem accurate.
I don't want to watch that.
No, I wouldn't recommend. They don't speak English in Birmingham, though. Is that so? Someone who lives in Birmingham right now, so for the most part. I'm still sad they moved EGX from the NEC. Yeah, me too. I'm not going to go now, simply because London is too expensive and it's not that good of an event. Like, I enjoy it and I'll go, but only if it's like 15 minutes down the road from me.
Yeah, close.
I'm not going to go to fucking London for it.
Mm.
It's not that big of a deal. My baby puppet is mad at me. What did you do?
Did you do?
Did meet you guys there though, so I'm glad for EGX for that. That's true.
You left her yesterday at home. How dare you leave her at all?
Torsi went out. Out, out.
Ow, ow.
Out, out.
Ow, ow.
You know, off to have fun.
How dare you?
To socialise. UK Game Expo. Yeah. Yeah.
Tom seems excited.
Although I'm gonna try and go to ESL 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I need to get tickets for that soon.
Yeah. Which is around the corner. Big Dota gaming event.
It's
You should come to Gen Con. I would fucking love to, but you have any idea how expensive it is to go to America, Adam? Any idea?
Any idea?
When you also have a Norwegian girlfriend that you want to visit?
Why don't you both go to America?
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. It would be probably cheaper than going to Norway. But you got those sweet, sweet pounds. Not many of them. Not many sweet, sweet pounds. Plus, Brexit just happened, so those sweet, sweet pounds ain't going to be sweet, sweet for very long.
I feel like the disappointment on all our faces when we read that was like, oh.
Yeah, it's going to be sweet, sweet, and then just sweet, and then it's just going to be pounds, and then it's going to be poor pounds.
What's in the exclusive goodie bag?
Are you looking at the ESL 1 tickets?
Yeah.
Why does ESL not have Dota in the title?
Because they do lots of other tournaments as well.
Oh, like what?
Like, oh my god,
Do they do CS:GO?
yes.
They do CS:GO.
Oh.
For some reason,
I think my problem, apart from the money, would mainly be I have tried 4 times to get a visa, but they keep denying me because I'm Mexican. Oh, Tortu, my poor friend. Yeah, I mean, you've got Mexican food, so
real Mexican food.
you're better off.
Not this Tex-Mex.
CS:GO, ESL 1 Cologne. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. There you go. They got that as well.
Yeah, they only seem to do.
But we don't have any interest in that.
No,
At least I
don't.
definitely don't. KT.
Doesn't say what's in the goodie bag.
That's bullshit.
Exclusive souvenirs and items from ESL 1 Birmingham 2020.
That means they don't know yet. They don't know what's in the goodie bag.
No,
They're just
it's
trying
gonna be shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See how many people buy it and then figure out what's supposed to be in it.
given that it's literally £40 more expensive.
Ooh.
What? £40 more expensive to have a goodie bag as well?
Well, you get an attendee badge and a goodie bag.
An attendee.
Does that just mean that you can leave and come back in? And if you don't have the extra £40, then you can't leave and come back in?
I don't know.
Instead of a badge, you get a stamp on your hand.
I think instead of badge like the badge ID that you would get to go to a con to have admittance, I mean a badge like a pin badge, probably.
Nope. Okay, they have a picture of it. It's literally like a big, like
a lanyard thing.
Yeah.
Wow. Is
Guess-
insomnia still a thing? Yes. The best is as long as they last, disclaimer, so you might not even get it.
Thanks.
What'd you get for premium?
Oh, look how cool that attendee badge is, though.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is it worth £40?
No.
I want to see a cool attendee badge. Wow. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. Who needs a
All
goodie bag when
plus
you have an
and
attendee
premiums.
badge?
I've got signing sessions for those extra special nerds.
But everyone gets signing sessions because of the open ones.
Oh, it's early bird for ages yet.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's still expensive. That was weekend. Single day tickets aren't for sale.
I mean, £40 for a whole weekend is not terrible.
Yeah.
For a whole con? No, that's amazing.
Well, it's not a con.
It's not. It's a
tournament.
Dota 2 tournament.
Anyway, let's not get too distracted. Now that Katie's back, let's play some
Yay.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeet.
Because we are the only people that like Dota. So let's not play anyone else for
Factually incorrect.
that.
I don't know what that
In
is.
this
I mean,
stream-
I know it's like a MOBA or something.
in this stream, we're the only people that like
It's
Dota.
better than LOL.
It's the final countdown.
It's okay. She completely
Sorry,
ignored
no,
that. We're okay.
No.
She's only been playing LOL for a couple of months as well, so you're okay. Right. Okay. So upstairs. You going upstairs?
Yeah.
Spiral staircase takes you to a floor that is has 3 rooms along a corridor. You suspect that these rooms may be in
Nurseries?
rooms. What? What, you mean nurseries for the fungi?
Yes,
Yes. Yes.
To clarify, yes. That's what I meant.
Possibly, yes. It is it's yeah, you suspect that these are hotel rooms, as it were, in rooms. Rooms with beds in, bedrooms.
Thesaurus is out. So many
Beds.
We don't need it.
I got all the different
Rooms and beds
rooms.
in. Bedrooms.
That was deductive reasoning there.
Do we?
Do you want to poke around them?
Yeah.
You taking Nuralie with you, or are you going on your own?
Of
Oh,
course.
I'm going.
There is no choice.
Well, I'll save you the effort. In each 3 of these rooms, you find that it is covered in fungi, and it is very easy for you to, in the same sense, dispatch them. However, these rooms, the fungi is a lot less a lot less obvious. You can see it because you're looking. I mean, you can kind of smell a weird dankness on the air, and so every time I say that word, I know that you're going to be
Dank. It's full of memes.
and you can kind of see, like, on the surfaces and stuff, there's like a little fuzz, so you know that it's definitely infested in some way, but it looks like it's not quite as strong. You have a sneaking suspicion that if you were to have stayed the night in one of these rooms, you may have had to make a Constitution save.
Whoa.
I have a feeling.
I've got a feeling. I prestidigitation it all away.
Okay.
God, prestidigitation is just the answer to all of my problems this whole campaign.
Easily enough, you clear these rooms from the spores. Of the spores.
Rooms is the official thesaurus suggestion for another word for bedrooms. Rooms.
Would you like to come back home with me to my room of beds?
We could have sleepovers. Basement?
I think we have to.
Please don't set the basement on fire. I don't want to die.
We won't. die.
gonna
It's
be
only
full.
episode 11.
And
It's
they're
been
all
fine so
blown up.
far.
Just not reflect on the last time that you guys were in combat.
Almost died.
And I very nearly TPK'd you.
True.
But
Okay,
that's
you-
because water was involved, not fire.
that's true. That's the opposite.
And we do have somewhere to run if we are.
I
on
seem to
fire.
thrive in this new environment.
There's a big river in the middle, so we're combining the two here. That's a
Oh
bit
no.
dangerous.
Steam.
Who has the ring of water walking, by the way?
That's a good question.
In
Who has
case
that
of
on their
emergency
inventory?
escape.
I think I don't have it. I think either Katie or you.
Oh wait, who went diving for it? Was it Randall?
No, I went diving
No.
for it, but
Oh,
I
you
brought
went
everything
diving for
back
it.
Oh,
up.
I've got it apparently.
Oh,
I think we decided to give it to you because you
Oh,
were the
because I
one who
nearly-
got dragged in.
Yeah,
Yes.
just because I nearly drowned, guys. Yeah.
We all rolled like shit. It was the whole combat of us rolling like shit.
oh yes, no, yeah, you didn't go into the water because you were afraid of that particular reservoir, because of the
Because
giant
of giant
crayfish.
dying in it. And,
Yeah. Oh, also, no, yeah, almost drowning in it is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, going back to the larder, you find that there is this trapdoor in the ground.
Is it got like a little hook thing that you?
Yeah, it's easy enough for you to unlatch it.
I don't want to touch it. I want to use my dagger.
Okay, you use
Put it
dagger
in
to,
there.
to
Dagger
lift the
hands.
latch.
Yeah.
It is now unlatched.
Okay,
Unlatched.
I'll open it up.
As you do so, the spores pour out into the air, and I would like everyone who is in the
No, I
room
didn't
to make
breathe.
a Constitution saving
I
throw.
just breathed.
I'm
please.
kidding.
None of us
breathe.
have breathed this whole time.
Hi,
I did.
Tika.
I've had the thing in front of my face. Does that help at all?
Sorry, what?
I had my cowl in front of my face. Does that help at all?
No.
Dang it.
What was it for?
I'm going to use my
Uh,
d6 here.
Oh God, yeah, me too.
I was
Why?
considering it, but then I rolled well, so I didn't.
Okay, and D6 from Katie.
I'm getting back over there. Please don't roll one. 10. The DC was apparently 10.
Mm.
Everyone feels fine.
Oh.
Oh, and I instantly am like, prestidigitation! Ah! Clean, 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 clean.
Wait,
It's
not
very
is it-
difficult.
I said clean, not fire.
Okay, good.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was
but
going to say because you
Your whole
use
business is cleaning
prestidigitation
with
for.
fire.
That's fair. And then I quickly said clean
Good save.
because I just found out that these are the reason why that place exploded. They're very flammable. So I didn't want to burn our faces off.
No, thank you.
Or
So I'm
explode
just
us into a pile of rubble.
I'm just gonna clean them out of the air.
You do so with ease, at least for the spores. It's very easy for you to. I mean, I say ease. It works effectively, but it does require quite a lot of casting of the spell because as you've
Yeah.
lifted it, it has filled the room with these spores. Like it is dense enough to cloud your vision slightly. So it requires quite a lot of cleaning. But you're confident that you still mostly feel fine for the short duration after having done this. Still with the trapdoor open, you can see down. I say trapdoor. You see the door open into the basement. You can see that there is a staircase that leads down into where you expect any alcohol and storages might be kept, as it is a tavern. But it is dense down there. It's very dark.
I also prestidigitation us for good measure, just to make sure we don't have anything on our clothes that would be spory.
Good thinking.
I think I have a light cantrip. I do. Do I have to cast that on something? Hold on. I
Yeah.
touch an object. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna take out. One of my. Oh, I'm gonna take that stick of incense I had earlier. I'm gonna break a bit off the end, and I'm gonna cast a light cantrip on it. I'm gonna toss it down in.
Right. Okay. Well, as you do so, you can see that the light quickly gets swallowed up by the density of the spores.
Storage. Oh dear.
It is, you can see that there is a light area on the floor, but it is difficult to see anything apart from spores from where you stood.
Please do not set that on fire, Nuralie. Please.
Well, that
I
wasn't
don't
what I
wanna
was gonna
die.
do.
What else are we gonna do? What do you want to do?
I don't want to be in the tavern if you
Well,
do that.
no, we shouldn't. But what else do we do?
So you hang a torch from the ceiling on a rope, and you light the torch on fire, and then you put a candle under the rope.
Oh.
The candle will burn the rope through and drop it into the thing, and you are a mile away when it happens. Thought. That's
could we-
Katie, not Nuralie.
We could knock a hole through the wall, and then you could prestidigitation it from outside.
And then there will be a laser beam of fire that will shoot out the hole in the wall. So
I imagine the whole tavern will collapse.
Yes, but the thing I'm worried about with this particular thing, we already saw that these are incredibly flammable, as evidenced by all the explosions. And there's also alcohol potentially down there. And that just that becomes like napalm in my mind.
Let's try and keep this in character, shall we?
Yeah.
I have a feeling that Nuralie wouldn't know what napalm is.
Well, I assumed that Randall also didn't suggest knocking a hole in the stone wall. But yeah.
Did he?
I don't know. Was that in character? You
feel
didn't
like he
use
might
your
have.
Randall voice, so I thought it was.
I can't keep my Randall voice up.
That's okay. Okay, it's fine. If you said that in character, then I'm kind of like, well. And I look over at the mill. I'm like, there's a lot down there. And I'm a little worried that it would be that or worse, because there weren't that many spores in there. There was just spores and flour. So can I just it's really thick in there. If I just start trying to because prestidigitation, you can do puffs of wind. If I try to blow it to the side against a wall and condense it down and clean it, does that make any impact?
Sorry, you're blowing the spores against the wall and condensing it, then cleaning it.
They're down in there.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm thinking if I use a little puff of wind to blow it against the wall down in there, not kicking it back up at us, to condense it down, does it make it easier to clean up and work faster?
So the cleaning aspect of prestidigitation, my understanding was that it's kind of like a block area or an item, small area, for example, in the air. So the density of that would not make a difference because it's going to still have spores within that cube, no matter whether it's at the far end of the cube or wherever.
Okay.
Or the density of that sporage. But additionally, as you puff a small amount of air into it, you see that it kind of circles in and spores come back out.
Oh, okay. That's fair. So I'm just gonna start while they're standing there thinking of what to do, and I don't think fire is the answer. I'm just gonna be cleaning, cube at a time.
Sure. Sporage.
Well, that's what happened to these people.
It's so
sporage.
funny that
Hi, Shadow.
So Pi, one of my friends, Pyromancer in the chat, she had done the similar thing that Carl had done the other day with the different emote of mine. And I don't know if you were here for this earlier, but it turns out fire is kind of the answer.
Yeah.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
There's been
Looks
a lot
at what is left of the mill. Yes.
I mean, I don't have a plan here. I don't know what.
I'm not going down there.
Yeah, I don't want to go down there.
Well, we seem to continue to be unaffected by these things, so maybe it'll be okay. I see your face. But
every plan we suggest,
that...
Tom's face is like.
What do I know?
Sweating emoji.
Yeah. Trying to think of if do mushrooms have natural predators in the wild? Not predators, but I guess
bats. So,
out.
Nugget comes in there,
Finally, gee.
turns into a vacuum cleaner.
I was lurking and like, yes, good. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep puffing it out of the air and see if it like actually so I can do it like up to 3 at a time, right? So I figure that it's kind of like well, I guess that doesn't matter for this. That's like 3 different effects. So it's really just me like 6 seconds by 6 seconds, essentially like taking out like a square foot. So as I do that and like slowly eat away at the edges, does it just continue to billow back up out, or?
You feel like you're making some progress, but it's very slow. Because I mean, you would deduce. Let's not say that you would. Let's make you roll an intelligence check or a nature check.
Bearing in mind that I did really well in my intelligence check earlier. They're both 0 modifiers, so 10.
Okay. So I mean, let's say you would deduce that perhaps there is a density of fungi in there that are creating these spores at a similar rate that you are. Not an identical rate, but close. Yeah. So you're making progress, but it's very slow.
Could there be another way into the cellar? Because often these, like often inns and stuff will have like a way that you bring like the kegs in from outside.
Ooh,
so there might be a bigger door outside that we could get to.
Let's look for that.
Let's go around the outside.
I never give my players
around the outside. Fire
Okay.
is the natural predator of mold.
True.
I like that. Crayfish, then bats, then mushrooms.
That's the food chain.
Okay. So you're going outside?
To look for a cellar door.
Well, it does not take you very long to find a cellar door, as you expect that might be the case. You do find that there is a cellar door that is kind of a chute that is used for deliveries of kegs.
Is it locked?
It does appear to be locked.
Ah, shit. Well,
that's that.
Yeah. Well, better leave. Fire it is.
Is it locked from the outside? Is there like a big lock on it?
Yes. There's a literal padlock.
Okay.
Is it like a smaller padlock? Is it something I could destroy with a dagger?
You can try.
I will try.
Do we still have those thieves' tools?
I think I do. I think I have like a bunch of them actually.
Kept those disgusting thieves' tools.
Oh yeah, the things, bro. I'm gonna keep things.
Of course I'm gonna keep things. I love things.
I love things. Yeah, I've got some thieves' tools.
But they're for miscreants.
Or locksmiths.
Yeah.
The key to their house.
I don't know what that word means. Thieves' tools.
I think it's really the intention behind what you do that matters. If you're helping, then,
Yes, I'm helping.
You can use a tool for good things, or you can use a tool for bad things.
Are you proficient with these tools?
I think so.
You've used those before.
I think
I could tell.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am.
You are? Yeah. Okay. Well,
I'm also, because I've been forgetting this, I'm also going to I believe in you, pat you on the shoulder, and give you guidance.
I love how Katie will always play classes that have inspiration or guidance, or always low key being like, here's have a plus, a pretty much guaranteed +2 at least. All right, okay. Well, in which case, please roll a sleight of hand check and then add a guidance roll.
Listen, I might not be playing a bar, but that doesn't mean that I can't make everyone around me better.
What is it, 4? 1d4?
Yeah, D4.
Okay.
Ooh, 12.
Well, you find that this lock is not of particularly robust quality. You find that you are able to pop it open with some ease with your thieves' tools. You don't feel like you did especially good work whilst doing it, but you felt like the lock itself was not very good. You kind of, it's like, when you beat someone who's shit at a game, but you didn't really play your best. Like it's like, yeah, I mean, I did beat them, but
Didn't
I
earn
feel,
it.
I don't feel like I deserved it. It was an easily feeling thing for you to kind of defeat. And
Don't
it is
open
unlocked.
Okay.
I think we should. Are there handles to open it?
No, so there are. Well, yeah, kind of. The padlock was around two kind of big, giant metal loops, and you can see that they have been worn away somewhat on the inner side, because they're big, these loops like this. That looks like someone's used them to hold as handles.
I say we stand really far away, and we tie a rope around one of these and pull it and open it. So if another big cloud of those things come out at us, we're not in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which way's the wind blowing?
Yes. I would not like to be downwind.
Which way is the wind?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's an actual question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
We don't want it.
Given the
is blowing
circumstances.
to the north.
To the north. Okay.
We will
Where's
be
the door?
upwind.
Yeah, we want to stand.
It's on the northern side of the tower.
Okay. So you won't even be able to stand around the corner.
Oh, yeah. I think I
Oh, shit.
a
Hell yeah.
50-foot rope, right?
Come on.
Oh shit!
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking love corners.
I got rope.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Like
also
taking
have
candy
rope.
from a 3-year-old. It's exactly right.
Yeah. So we'll
Or like
tie
the
a-
3-year-old is like grasped onto it, and you're like, you pull it and it. Ugh!
You just tickle them.
You have to
We've
try
got them.
harder. You have to try harder than you thought you'd have to because they're 3 years old.
And they've probably got their slobber over it anyway, and you don't want it.
Yeah. And then they open their mouth to cry and spores come out.
That sounds like a nightmare I've had before.
Yeah.
Cycle of life.
Hi, Rishi.
So you're
Yeah,
going to rope around the loop, hide around the corner, yank rope.
Yep.
Is that right?
And if they're going to be around the corner yanking it, I want to be like
On point.
30-ish feet away, like at an angle where I can still see the door, like 30 feet away from the corner. Like I
Sure.
want to watch what's happening if they're like are fully around the corner.
Are you able? What's the distance on prestidigitation?
I can't prestidigitation. I would need to be 10 feet, but that's far enough away. I figure I can move closer if need be.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, as you do that, kind of heave-ho, pull the rope, and as you do so, clang, the door of the cellar opens, and you can see that a billow of spores comes pouring out.
I'll carefully move close, but not into it, and start whisking it out of the air.
Are you cleaning it with prestidigitation?
Yeah. If we've established that I can literally clean the air, I was a little worried because it says you clean and here, hold on, let me put it in chat. If you're fine with this, I'm cool with it, because that was the reason why I was kind of like, maybe I need to blow it against a wall to make it work better, because technically clean or soil an object no longer than 1 cubic foot. So if an object can be the spores, then I'm fine with that. I just wasn't sure if it needed to be like on something.
So that's why it's having such a minor effect, is because you're doing it in small cubes essentially.
Yeah.
And it's only on the spores. It's not on any of the mushrooms or anything like that.
Yeah.
Or fungi rather. It's just these kind of not quite very. They're not dense. It's just little puffs of spores. I mean, you start doing this, but you notice that it flows into the air quite freely, and the wind picks it up, taking it with it
Someone's going to have a bad day.
north.
Someone north. No, anyone
Okay.
north.
If the wind starts
We don't know a well-populated town to the north
if the wind starts kicking it up,
where Atticus lives with parsnips. Sorry, go ahead.
if the wind starts kicking it up at all, I'm just going to turn to them and I'm going to say, the wind's carrying it away.
There's spores in the basement.
Do I? And I'm just like,
That's exactly what's going to happen as well.
no, I'm asking.
Oh. Do it.
say do it?
Do it. What else are we gonna do?
Oh my god. Okay. When I look at him and I tell him that that's what's happening, and he says do it, so I'm gonna like do the thing where I'm like around the corner and like try to like catch the whiff of an end, and then like make a break for it.
And it's like a fuse, and then we run away.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna like lead back down, and we're gonna like be running away
So,
from the
I'm sorry,
explosion.
what are you igniting? The spores
The
or the rope?
spores. The spores.
Like a fuse, and we're gonna run away.
Oh, could I do the rope and it would burn closer to? No, I'm worried about the spores on the wind. That's what I was worried about. So yeah,
Spores on the
but I'm
wind.
gonna stand around the side of the building so that I can do it and then have stone between us and then run.
And then we can be filled with
Yes.
shrapnel or stone.
I was going to say
basement
stone.
explosions.
Stone. Yeah, you want stone close to you when this happens. Yeah. Okay. So you ignite the spores. In a similar fashion, you
I
see
really
that
hope
a
you'll
small speck of flame ignites in the air as you cast your prestidigitation, calling forth your your power from within. Doing so ignites the entirety of the spore cloud in the air. For a split second, it seems like all you have done has cleared the air in the area.
Oh no, I was running.
Okay, well, you start a fire and then you kind of hear, you see a for a split second, you think, fuck, oh geez. Half of a second later, you hear a giant consuming woof of flame as it starts to just blast out of the doorway. Half a second later, the center of you can hear brick starting to collapse as a huge explosion erupts from the basement of the building, casting stone into the air. You can, for seconds later, you can still see rocks in the sky pummeling towards you and landing in the river to the east. I would like everyone to make dexterity saving throws, please.
I wanted Nugget to do something whilst
Okay.
this was happening.
Uh-huh.
I wanted Nugget to try and protect us with his big old arms.
Okay. In which case you can have who's going to be protected by this? We're going to say you can protect two people.
How big is a medium? Nath will know this. If we were to pick a medium-sized,
So a medium, if we're putting this into D&D terms, you take up a 5x5 block. Everybody here apart from you is a medium.
but even with the bat's wings,
With the bat wings,
larger
yeah.
span.
Okay, sure. All right. But as long as you're all within a certain area, we'll say that you guys are
Don't forget the lady.
you're all running. The lady
Well,
we
we
didn't leave it
definitely
in.
sent the lady away.
so the lady I'm assuming was outside with Nugget.
Yeah.
So Nugget is Jesus fucking Christ.
Well,
Okay.
what do you think was going to happen?
Yeah, come on.
But
You're blind
also
for this.
Nugget moves at a 10-foot speed unless Nugget's flying. Okay,
Yeah,
so
well,
Nugget's gonna hovering.
No, Nugget's round the corner with us
Okay.
and sees that Nuralie
Okay,
is doing this
right.
again.
So let's say everyone. You get advantage on a dexterity saving throw, but the DC is going to be quite high because you are stood next to an exploding building within an exploding building radius.
Oh no. Oh, it's solid 60.
Okay. Let's do a saving throw for the lady.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Okay. So the huge eruption of a tavern filled with booze and spores in its basement sends beams of wood, chunks of brick. You can see a fucking couple of like metal steins go flying through the air as they start colliding with the ground around you, making dents in the floor, dirt getting spread everywhere. The stench of alcohol is very thick on the wind, as you can see that Nugget dives in the way, batting their wings in the hopes to protect you from some of the explosion. You manage to make a significant amount of distance between you and the tavern as brick starts to land in the ground around you, making huge huge dents in the earth. You worry what it would have been like if one of those stones had hit you. As you worry, thinking, I wonder what would happen if that rock had hit me in the head. That's exactly what happens to Holly. She is clunk hit with a stone that falls from the sky and knocks her to the ground. Unfortunately, despite the advantage roll, Nugget was unable to save her from being collided with by debris.
Katie's face.
When that happens, is it like safe to stop and did I do that?
Oh no.
Can I just appreciate that earlier what Adam said was y'all just made the inn shit bricks, because that was great. That was great.
Thank you for
God.
gifting a sub even.
Oh my god.
Appreciate it.
Is it safe for me to stop and like
What
check
would
her?
Kelly
Like
say? For a couple seconds later, there are still pieces of stone that are landing.
okay.
But as the time passes, it becomes safer for you to inspect the body.
Oh no, you already said the body.
She has a body.
Good save.
Like,
I'm not even gonna look. I'm just gonna run over and try cure wounds. Just gonna give it a shot. Just gonna do a mighty 9.
Okay. As you bend down, cast a spell, you hear a breath from within. What the fuck? She was on her front and she rolls onto her back. You just blew up a tavern!
I'm sorry.
The shine falls. That's where I met my wife.
Listen, there was a bunch of evil mushroom spores in there, okay? It's fucking the least of your worries at the moment. And let's go look in. Shut the fuck up. We've saved your life twice.
3 times, really, because we saved her from being a mushroom zombie.
True.
We saved her from a plague, and we saved her from a brick.
True.
We did, Pi. There was no one else in there. We went upstairs. We opened all the doors. We looked through everything. If there was someone in the basement, they were long gone.
That's true, they were.
We saved your life 3 times, bitch. Shut the
Fuck up. No crying right now.
It's like you put a dagger to someone's throat and then you take it away. That saved your life.
I love that Oro has had. So when we had this moment in the last campaign, Town was like, "Oh no, you've ruined it. We thought we were eating well. We didn't need to know we were eating moss." And I was like, "Listen, you can be mind controlled, or you cannot be. That's what we need to do." This is like Oro in that moment right now.
Yeah.
I'm glad that there's like that similar perspective. Like, you can cry about it when you're not a mushroom zombie. Be glad that you can cry about it.
Exactly, true. At least you're not one of those people behind a bench.
Look at them bouncing off.
Look at them,
Safely-
idiots.
Safely behind a bench, might we add.
True.
Big store.
The bench should be a
Thinking about
hero.
them. Yeah.
We'll make statues of that bench.
I
MVP.
genuinely did not think that there would be another explosion in this poor
What
village.
else are we gonna do?
I didn't either, but Randall said it was okay.
What else was there to do?
No, there wasn't anything else to do. That's the thing. It's like, this is how I die. Saving this town and every other town. This is how I die.
Oh my
But we
goodness.
didn't die. In fact, we didn't even get hurt.
How many 4th level TNT stories end up with the party detonating half the
I was thinking of that. I was like, now we go back and we're like, so turns out they were all
So I
mushroom
saved them
zombies.
all, but now they have no means of production. So
There are 2 mills. There are 2 mills, aren't there? I
There are-
swear I
there
saw
are,
2
yes.
mills.
At the
Yeah, there
moment.
Aha!
And we haven't been to
At
the
the
other one yet.
We haven't been there yet.
We'll hire an exterminator for that one. We'll let them figure that out.
Can that be you in your van that you made?
I'm gonna go catch another
Gelatinous
gelatinous
cube.
cube from the sewer and put it in a big metal box.
Oh my
Riddle.
goodness.
You liberated the shit out of them for a while by blowing them up and then telling them they should be thankful. Oh no. Oh.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
There are plenty of functional buildings in this village. They're also filled with spores and mushrooms.
So they will shortly be exploded.
Oh my god. It's just
Randall
there
and
are some moments when you DM games where you just have to, you don't know what the fuck to do next.
What did you want us to do there? Is my question.
Hey, these spores could turn
Okay.
everyone into these zombies. It's
Hey,
an
listen, all right.
explosion town.
There's stuff. Okay, it's not like I've just railroaded you into blowing up half the.
No, absolutely not. But our choice, we had choices, but our choices were their whole hometown now is going to end up being weird spore zombie people, probably, or
Maybe
Fire.
explosion.
It's okay. All right. Okay. Right. Okay. So, detonate the tavern,
The village. You always say.
but
Yeah.
you did so with purpose, and that purpose was benevolent.
yes.
Yeah. Obviously, you saw some spores, and you were like, "No,
Bad spores. Down.
Bad.
stop those."
Bad spores, bad.
So you got rid of them the only way you knew how, and unfortunately, the side effect was detonating the tavern.
The side effect was we cleaned up more spores than we were expecting to in one go.
True. Yes. You did that. Okay.
That sounds like a positive to me.
So currently, Holly is on the ground, out of breath, but fine. The Shy Falls Tavern is rubble. The mill across the river is rubble. The villagers are still trapped behind a bench.
They're not rubble though.
They
But
are
do they look cognizant?
No,
Are their
they
movements
do not.
deliberate?
They still look like they're bumping up against a bench.
Maybe this isn't a hive mind situation.
I don't think they're ready to come back just yet.
Nope, that's actually probably for the best. You're right. We could tell them somebody else did it.
The tavern was
Look at-
collapsed when we
We
came
just have to
here.
get rid of the one witness.
Yeah.
Why did you save her?
Oh, no, I mean, I didn't cast Cure Wounds. I'm kidding. So the tavern / inn is rubble, but has did the ground blow up and out so we can see the basement, or did the building?
The building is still very much on fire.
Well, would you look at the time? It's time to leave.
snuffing out the fires, trying to
It
keep
is-
it from.
Another job well done.
Time to hand in this quest, everyone.
It's like you stand there. You stand there, backlit by the fire, with your cape billowing in the wind. And you're like, my job here is done.
Well, we know why you haven't got any more shipments. It's because everything's exploded.
Yeah, it's the craziest thing.
So weird. We just got there.
And we arrived at the village and just everyone was dead.
Benches in the
No.
way. Everyone was just there. It's fine.
There's someone with a question mark waiting for us. We've got a yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I definitely want to do the backfire thing again, where I snuff out the bits around the edges
mhm,
that
mhm.
are, because it's campfire size that I can snuff out. So that's
Sure.
a good size section.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just gonna keep it from spreading
Yep.
at the very least.
Okay. You, after a short time,
my god. Oh.
Look at the little rocks
So good.
on the Every time I look at it.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I can't breathe.
Yeah, Toti, you deserve an inspiration or something.
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 Gets an inspiration point.
Oh my god. It's perfect. You broke all of us.
And only when I was laughing just then and I looked back at the pictures of the buildings on fire did I notice that without advantage my dex save would have been a 3.
Would have all died.
No, you guys would have been
Oh,
fine.
I would have been just about fine, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's great.
Oh my
Tom,
god.
close the tab. Stop looking at it.
It's closed now. I really hope that for the VOD that you got that on screen, or if you haven't,
Oh,
put it up
I'll
now,
put it up now.
so that if people in the future can also see what the fuck the last 5 minutes of me in stitches were about.
gonna
Without that, they're just like, what the fuck is happening? Why am I watching this?
Okay, for reference, here was the first picture that Totu made
Oh my god.
of Oro and the innkeeper looking very intently at each other. And this was the new picture after the explosion.
Torty, that was absolutely fucking incredible. That's excellent. Absolutely excellent. You definitely get inspiration for that.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Gosh.
Oh, my chest hurts. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh yeah. So anyway, we're now. Holly is okay.
Yep, she's great.
Somehow. She's been through a lot.
Nugget looks like Nugget's taken a couple of bruises from falling debris, but not in a way that will impact Nugget's HP.
Okay.
Chest is still tight just from that. Oh man, that was amazing. She's fine. She's okay.
great.
She's alive. So yeah, from where you are, there's just a lot of fire. But you've made it to the point where it's not going to spread.
Okay.
Although the toilet has also.
Oh
exploded.
no.
Now.
Shit.
Really did make it shit bricks.
Oh my god.
We gotta stop blowing things up.
I don't ever want to do it again.
Oh, I thought it was cool. All right. Well,
Holly just says, I think we should get out of here. I know a place out of the village.
I'm still just like putting out fires.
If there's like little bits of fire on the ground, Randall just like stamp it out.
where is it out of town? What?
Well, someone in the village who used to come to the tavern lives outside the village. He didn't like people. I haven't seen him in the last time I saw him was just before my birthday. But I don't remember anything between now and then.
Or the thumbs up.
But we could go to where he lives.
Yeah. Sure.
His name is Bobbert.
Uh-oh. That's never a good
Bobbert?
sign.
His name is Bobbert McDougal.
It's
Bobbit.
the look into
McDougal.
the camera.
Bobbert
makes me go,
McDougal.
Dougal.
McDougal.
What a beautiful name.
Bobbert McDougal.
Robert McDougal, right? Okay. Yeah. How far away is it?
A couple hours into the tree line.
Well, it's probably better than here.
I think we should leave quickly.
You guys want to go?
Yeah. I think we need to let this resolve itself. Randall's gestures to all the fire.
I'm just like, I look over at you, just like still kind of like panicked and like just still casting frustration, like.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh my god. I need to save that image because it's so funny. Oh Jesus. Okay.
I think we should make like a we should put it in a Google Drive folder or something like that. Something
We need to have
some
like
kind
a folder or something for viewer made content.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. Whew, okay. So are you happy to leave with Holly?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, I was typing notes. Yes.
So you leave Miller's Bluff, following the road to the west. The smell of smoke on the wind.
The wind
And-
was going north. Are we heading north?
I mean, the wind can change directions.
Okay.
But it seems for the most part that you are not being followed. Takes some time, but going through small paths that seem like they have been frequently trod, but by small groups. If groups is even large enough a term, it might just be one person. You find yourself at. Let me just double check this a second. Oh, pressed the wrong thing there. Okay, I think we're good. A small log cabin.
Mm. And a big rock.
2 big rocks. And
Well, one's a
and-
small
and
rock.
Several smaller rocks.
Did you see that tweet that was like, on the road there is a big boulder that looks like a small boulder, or whichever way around it was.
Oh yeah, there's like a huge boulder the size of a large boulder.
Yeah.
Good job.
Blow
Blow it up.
it up.
Right. You know what to do.
And she says, I don't know Bobbert very well. He was always a bit of a loner. But maybe he'll help us. Or at least give us somewhere to stay.
Let's go talk to good old
Good
Bobbert.
old- yeah.
Okay. So you
Mr.
enter
McDougal.
Sorry.
in on the south side of the map here. And you make your way towards the house.
Mhm.
Okay.
Is anything like, am I getting a weird vibe? Is there any spores around?
There are. I mean, give me a perception check.
Yeah, I was like, are there like mushrooms growing, cultivated?
spores.
Everywhere.
Okay, so I'm taking the 16 because it was the first.
Yeah,
roll,
yeah,
not
I'm
because of
changed
advantage. So you're looking for mushrooms. Is that right?
Yeah, any type of familiar from the last town.
Okay.
Flower.
You can see absolutely no signs of any mushroom growth or spores or fungi that isn't naturally occurring.
It's got to be this guy then.
Are the naturally occurring ones purplish?
No. there is some normal fungi growths on older trees and whatnot.
That happens in the forest. That's fine. Lichen. Good one.
Fungus isn't among us.
Fungus isn't a Knock on the door.
Okay.
I was going to yell. All right.
So
Yell, I'll knock.
taking steps towards the house, you hear a crack of a branch or a stick that was below your foot.
Oh.
As you do so, you hear a whooshing noise. Please make a dexterity saving throw as a log perched in one of the trees nearby is coming crawling towards you. Oh, with a dexterity of 17 and the benefit of being the height that you are, the stature, you manage to deftly dodge underneath a swinging log, which slowly comes back into resting state directly in front of you.
Turn around.
Oh, Jesus! Are you okay?
I think I'm fine.
I'm going to stay here.
Yeah, let's not step on anything.
I said he was a loner, but I didn't think it would be this bad.
This is the point at when I go, hello?
There's no response.
Can I look around the other trees and see if I can see any other like logs or anything? Because I feel like a log is pretty big.
It is pretty big. Mm-hmm.
Looks more like he is a logger. I like it.
Nice.
Oh my god, Miku. You stepped on a tiny human. It was their spine cracking.
So what are you looking for with this perception check?
Like mostly looking for traps, I think. Well, but like
Right.
if we've already seen one big log, I'm looking to make sure there's no more like big log things.
So
hanging.
in the tree line directly around you, you see no more logs. However, if you are looking for traps in general, you notice that the ground in front of you, there is kind of at least a couple of patches of grass that does not look like it's entirely naturally placed. It looks like maybe it's covering something directly in front of you.
Okay. I'm gonna point them over like that's definitely not the only trap. Like this doesn't look right. And then carefully not step on that.
Traps are
They're
sometimes
the pits.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I love it.
So you're confident that after the log trap, there is another trap
Right.
between you and the house.
Okay.
When he points it out,
from the
does it look... Oh, sorry. When he points it out, does it look like grass has been laid over something?
Yes.
Can I prestidigitation puff of wind it to see if I can move it away to see what's under it?
Yes, you can. The puff of wind is not necessarily strong enough to move all of it, but for a brief moment, you can see something metal underneath it.
It's a landmine.
Or bear trap, but whatever. If I do it a couple of times, can I blow it away, or is it like look like it's just heavy and all I can do is kind of like...
Yeah, it's somewhat heavy. I think also the power of prestidigitation needs to be not muted,
Curtailed.
not muted or curtailed, but put into context.
Yeah, it's just a puff of wind.
yeah,
it's not
yeah.
like the gust
create a
cantrip.
tornado.
Like, or
Yeah,
whatever.
no, exactly.
Yeah. I just ask and you can tell me no. But
No,
I'm gonna
that's okay.
ask.
I'm just clarifying. I'm just clarifying for viewers and players as well.
Okay.
So I mean, with a couple of puffs, again, you can for a second you see that the grass that's been laid there moves but resettles. But whilst it was moving, you could see that it looks like possibly a bear trap.
Yeah, definitely don't step on that. If you want your foot, anyway.
Are there any more?
Hello, excuse us.
There is no response.
Oi, Bobber.
Have you noticed any strange mushrooms around?
We come in peas.
when Oro says that, you can, and with using his name, you see behind one of the windows a slight movement of some cloth. Looks like maybe someone's peeking out behind a curtain or something.
I point at Holly. We know people you know.
That does not seem to get any response from him.
Hey, we saw you. Hey. Is there a tiny rock nearby?
There's a whole bunch of tiny rocks right next to the massive rock.
Oh my god.
How convenient.
They look like they've freshly arrived.
Baby rock?
Oh my gosh, they're warm. They clearly have warm.
You want to pick one up?
I want to pick one up and just not like fly it into the window, but just like
break the window.
Like...
Okay,
yeah,
well, it's quite a distance, so it's going to require a bit of a heft to throw it. But you do manage to land against the wall next to the window, which you can see a kind of a rustle from the window. You can see for a second that it's kind of like a double paned window kind of thing. For a second, it shifts up very slightly. Can you give me a perception check?
Yeah. All of us, or just Oro?
Just Oro, since she's the one that's thrown in this window.
Oh, no.
Okay. I should probably have used a different version of that. I should have probably used passive perception. We've got 14 on Nuralie, 14 on Oro, and 13 on Randall. Okay. So Oro and Nuralie, again, I should have used this in the first place, and I apologize profusely for making you roll a perception check. You noticed that in the small gap between what would be the windowsill and where the window is, what looks like the end of a crossbow.
Crossbow!
Please don't shoot! I understand that
no bolt comes at you so far.
I understand that you're not very fond of people, but I don't know how fond you might be of Miller's Bluff. The entire town seems to be taken over by some sort of weird mushrooms. And
you get off my land!
We could, but Holly here has nowhere to stay while the mushrooms have taken over the town. And she would quite like a place to sleep.
Well, I'm looking for no wife. Get out of here.
I don't think she was looking for a husband because she's already got a wife.
Well, this is my home. I don't want no visitors. Get out of here. I've had my fill out there of Miller's Bluff. I'm done.
What happened to Miller's Bluff?
They're all a bunch of weirdos.
Yeah.
Staring at me.
Yeah.
Judging me. No, that's there's something wrong. There's these spores that are infecting them. That's not. Have they always been like that to you? Wasn't there a change?
Holly looks uncomfortable.
Yeah. I turn around and I look at her. I'm like, it was because of the spores, right?
He makes these weird little wood carving puppets, and he brings them everywhere, and they're really weird, and they make everyone uncomfortable.
So you were mean to him, and then you wanted him to help you?
I think he left before the spores. So
you were mean to him, and then you wanted him to help you.
I mean, I personally wasn't super mean to him.
I feel like if you have to say it that way, that means you definitely were.
I didn't invite him to my party.
Oh.
Apologize.
Bobbert! What? I'm sorry I didn't invite you to my party. It was a small thing. Small
No
gathering.
excuses. What else are you sorry for?
I'm sorry Kelly called you a weirdo. We think your carvings are very good. Say some more nice things about my carvings. They're very lifelike. She says that with absolute conviction. Yeah, they are. Damn.
They're
So
fine.
just so lifelike. So lifelike. I know. But Boba, everyone's been molded. It's like spores and stuff, and we don't know what to do, and we've got nowhere to go, and the mill blew up, and the tavern blew up.
All by itself.
The window now lifts up completely. He goes, "What? The tavern's gone? What happened to the tavern? I love the Shaw Falls."
So these mushroom things, they emit these spores. It's all very unnatural. Show him your neck. I point at her. You probably can't see it from over there, but it was like growing on them. And it is still growing on some of them, but they're really flammable, turns out.
I knew it. I knew they were acting weird. All right, well, you better come in.
That's very nice of you, especially after she was rude.
You watch the traps there, though.
Are these the only two?
Oh no, boy! There's a lot of traps.
You gonna tell us where they are, or?
Oh, you sissies! All right. The gentleman opens his front door.
Gentleman.
And he walks onto his porch. He's
that mushroom man.
steps into the grass, and sure enough, he has a puppet on one of his hands. Well, you can walk down. Well, why don't you tell them where them their traps are? He was, go on, Kermit.
Kermit.
It's a frog. I'm not doing a Kermit voice.
Well, why did you use the name Kermit then?
Right, it's too late now. He says, "Well, there and there, there." With the help of Kermit, you are quite able to navigate the traps and make your way towards his house. Entering the abode. It's not easy peek. Artist life, am I right? As you enter the house, you can see that he is his abode is lined with many of these carved puppets. The walls are absolutely chock-a-block.
Goody.
And they are, as Holly said, extremely kind of creepily lifelike.
So they're very finely crafted.
Yes, they are very finely crafted. That is exactly what she was leaning into when she was saying with conviction how lifelike they are. Yes, they look very real, and it's terrifying.
Does one of them have a really long nose?
There is no Pinocchio-like figure, but you can see as you go in there that there is one of you can recognize some of the faces as people in the town. You can see that there is one of Holly next to her wife, Kelly.
Do we know what Kelly looks like prior to this?
Yes.
Okay.
Kelly is the other lady whom invited you in for soup.
Thought it might have been.
They don't share a house.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah.
What's the point when you live that
mean,
close to each other, you know?
Yeah, right.
And they both have single beds, so it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the 14th century or something.
I mean, we are having to remove
Suspension of disbelief.
Suspension of disbelief. Allow them their different abodes.
Yeah. I mean, the house was already built. What are they going to do? Just leave it empty?
Yeah.
It's not like people are
So-
moving to the town.
Does Holly
These are
notice
very
the
nice,
puppets?
Bobbert.
Holly, kind of, you can see, watching Holly, you can see her kind of catch sight of it and just it appears you could intimate that she was aware of its existence prior to this.
You know, I don't know.
Why she got another house? What are you gonna do? Blow it up?
We can solve this problem for you.
Got an extra house?
Not anymore.
You really should be ashamed of yourself. If you were painting portraits, you wouldn't think it was anything other than art, and this is art too.
Yes, it is. It is art. It is art. It is very fine art.
Good.
You can still see that she's very uncomfortable. There are at least 20 of these on the walls, and then you can see that they all have the likeness of somebody. At least 10 of them that you kind of recognize from the people who are lining the village. More you might assume are people you have not met yet, or other people. But some of them are figures that are kind of animals and weird creatures and fictional characters. One is a quite elaborate puppet of a bat. It is not a Honduran bat, unfortunately. It is a normal, boring black bat.
Lame bat.
Lame bat.
Oh no, is there a bear, Tom? Is there a fucking bear?
There is a bear, yes.
Oh, thank God, Jesus. Or a dino. Is there a dinosaur?
There is a bear. There is a bear.
Okay, not a dinosaur.
Nice.
Well, welcome to my abode.
Wow, it's... How long have you been doing these for?
Well, I tend to keep to myself and not spend too much time in towns and on the road. And I got to keep myself busy, you know. It's been a couple of decades now for sure.
Is there a reason?
They're just cute.
Yeah. Is there a reason you don't like going into towns?
I don't like people much.
Oh.
And probably because they weren't very nice to him.
Well, they don't appreciate my art. That must be said. Holly just, she looks very uncomfortable.
Good. Well, I'm sure that will be all behind everyone. Hopefully.
Well, I'm confused as to what happened in Miller's Bluff. What things have been destroyed? Were there some invaders?
So apparently there was some sort of gathering at the inn, and shortly thereafter, about a month ago, Holly here doesn't remember anything, and when we came upon the town, there were weird fungal growths everywhere, and they all weren't acting like they could understand what was going on around them.
That's
And it turns out-
mighty strange.
Turns out the spores are really flammable, so they have caught fire on a couple of occasions.
All on their own? That's very odd.
This is really insightful, Yokel, I see.
Hey, don't
Well,
judge the accent.
It was part of the... I'm from Texas. Of course I'm judging the accent. Not judging your execution of the accent. I just know exactly who you were making. Like, I know who this character is already because of the accent. No. Well, we were, we were
It's Baba
concerned,
McDoodle.
and I was cleaning up, and it didn't quite go as planned. But people can't be rebuilt; buildings can. So
Well, that is true. I built this here house on my own and all them traps outside, and Look at me. I'm quite happy.
Seem to be very skilled.
But if you burn down my house,
There's no mushrooms here. So
there
you're
will
safe.
be a reckoning. That is odd. Well, you see, I stayed away from the town when they started being weird. All brain dead and whatnot. Acting like zombies. I didn't like it.
And that was about a month ago.
That's about a month ago. Yeah. The friend of mine, Cassier, is poking around in places he shouldn't have been poking around in. I suspect that is what the origin is of this here mold you're talking about.
Wait, who was poking around in places they shouldn't be?
My friend Cassier.
Who's Kessier?
Well, he was a miner in the area. He'd retired, and he made his home in Midler's Bluff. He intimated to me that he found something that he thought was some kind of ruin. And I heard you don't go poking around ruins.
No.
Now Miller's Bluff's going to be a ruin.
Do you know where the ruin was?
I never went to see it myself, and that's mainly why I'm not moldy. 'Cause I didn't go poking around in places we hadn't been told not to poke around in.
But do you know where it's at?
Well, Cassier did tell me that it was underneath Miller's Bluff. I know that he was working near some of the waterfalls, so perhaps that's a good place to start.
Probably. And you have you seen him? Was he around and acting weird?
I haven't. Well, he was acting weird, and that made me want to leave. I knew something awry had happened when he was poking around in that there ruin. Stop poking around at things. You start acting weird, I'm going to leave you.
That's fair. And honestly, a good decision on your part.
I spend most of my days here in my logging cabin. Well, I would frequent the Shy Falls Tavern. Have a beverage of my own once or twice. Maybe book a room. But I stayed here to my own for the most part. That became easier when people started being weird. My only real friend in the village became a Raven Looney zombie.
Well, there seems to be a way to fix it. We haven't quite figured out exactly what the process is yet, but we hope to.
Well, you find out they're ruined, you close it off. No one else getting in danger.
I can think of a way to do that.
Me too. What time is it now?
In the day in game.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting to kind of early evening now. Now listen, these woods here, they're dangerous. It might be best if you stay here for the night. And though I would like if you were to make your way out of here by morning.
Those are kind of you. Can I inside check him?
Yeah, I was thinking the same. I was
Yes.
going to do the same. How very
You can
nice.
inside check him.
What
you
do
can
I
both
think
inside
about
check him.
21.
Yes, no, you're both very confident that he's just being hospitable. He means you no ill intent.
We appreciate your kindness.
Small thing. I have a companion, an animal companion that it's
You
outside.
got a cute little mouse or something?
It's a reasonably
Maybe
large bat.
A reasonably large bat. We talking like yay high?
Reasonably large bat. Can we look out the window?
Aro is outside where you guys were previously before you went through the log trap, etc. Just kind of rolling around.
God fucking damn. So close to all of the dangers.
Yeah, exactly.
Around.
Yeah.
Nugget, stop it!
Oh my. You weren't kidding about the reasonably large aspect of that there bat.
Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous though.
Uh-huh. I mean, I know. It's not that we picked out the breed specifically. do you think Nugget could come inside as well? Or does that be a...
Oh my, no.
No? Okay.
That doorway's not getting him in here.
Okay.
Does the roof look like it would hold Nugget? He
He
is a logger, and obviously
do an
very skilled.
architect check. I mean, you are aware that it's not. I mean, you can take a wild guess as a ranger who is now becoming more and more familiar with bats, especially of the giant kind. That finding a tree to perch in and hang off of or whatever would be acceptable for Nugget.
Bless you.
Bless you twice. Nugget, how big is Nugget? Nugget is medium-sized. Whereas Nugget is actually a giant bat. He is not listed in any of the books as a as a companion. So we've rejigged Nugget a little bit. Nugget is a pardon me, medium giant bat. The giant bat the size of a medium bat.
It's a baby giant bat.
Yes,
and the runt
baby.
of the litter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's this? What's this?
Oh god.
I'm gonna open it up immediately on. That's beautiful.
I love that, like the two little circles. You're like, "What's that?" And then there's the frog face.
The way that the collar comes down over the border. That's so good. I'm not crazy. Tortu, I love you, and all the art you do is so good.
Oh no!
It's perfect.
So good. Oh my goodness.
Jesus.
Sundays are apparently also for Tortu killing the D&D crew. Oh, if you weren't here earlier when Tortu drew, honestly, there was at least a 5-minute break of just us in stitches laughing because it was absolutely fucking hilarious. Oh my god. Oh,
Good job. Good job.
that was excellent. Thank you very much to just taking part, Tortu.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
God,
here we go again.
He's on again.
Okay. It's rare that I go on like a fucking just unstoppable laughing fit. But
Got you real tickled with that one, didn't you?
real godlike rampage. Okay.
I was talking to somebody while playing League the other day, and I don't realize sometimes which idioms are incredibly Southern until I say it. And somebody made a poor decision. I was like, well, if they had a lick of sense, then they would have whatever. And he goes, what did you just say? What? A lick of sense? I was
it's
like,
it's an item. It's an item in the game. if he had a lick of sense, then he would have been right.
Yeah. And then I was like, I guess that definitely is, that actually in retrospect sounds very Southern. Okay, got it. A lick of sense.
New magic item. A lick of sense.
It's a lucky stone, but it's a salt lick, so you have to lick it for it to work. A lick of sense. I love your uncomfortable laugh at that, Jenny.
Ew, salt lick.
Anyway.
Oh man, that fucking Kermit face. Right.
I want to do a speak with animals with Nugget.
Oh, cracking out all the accents today.
Oh, that's true. I forgot
What-
that you had to
what
do an accent. I'm
accent?
sorry.
Okay, what does Scottish sound like? All right, I've got it in my head now. That's right. We're good. We're good. All right, you've done it. Speak with animals.
Nugget, stop rolling around. There's traps. You gotta be careful. There's
All right.
scary traps.
What are traps?
Traps are things that could hurt you, and like grab your feet or your wings or something like that. You gotta be careful.
Oh,
It's like lifts his.
what? He just absolutely rigid still. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna sleep in here for the night. What I need you to do is, you can sleep, but be careful. Okay. You can
Because
go
of the traps.
perch on a tree. Go find a safe old tree. You can go hunting if you need to go hunting. But just be safe. Okay. It's creepy shit around here. I need you back by morning.
Okay. Back by morning.
Morning.
No traps.
Don't go out on the town.
No town.
Nope. Safe. All
All right.
right.
Can I move now?
Carefully.
Immediately steps in a trap.
Frog!
Jesus.
Okay. You've adequately informed Nugget to beware of the traps and sorry, mate, you're not sleeping indoors today.
Yeah. That's it.
Anything else you want to cover?
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. Right. Shall we conclude today's session here? Seems like a quite safe place to do
it. Yes, it's a very safe place.
And they never awoke.
it. You woke up just surrounded by the dolls.
Gosh,
God.
no.
Some of them
You
have
wanna
come
sleep
alive and they just got like knives above you. Candles surrounding you in a circle. Okay. Well, in that case, today's session comes to a close. We've only had one explosion today.
Yes.
We're just going to keep the streak up. One explosion every episode.
Every single time.
mhm.
Only
What
one
people want.
explosion. Today was something else. Thank you all of our players for being fucking hilarious. Thank you for our chat for being fucking hilarious.
Can you tell us what you thought we were going to do in that situation?
I cannot tell you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you think we were just going to be like, there must be another source. We must go and find...
I don't want to influence future.
Okay. Will you tell us
decision-making.
after we're done with this?
If I do, it will probably be off stream.
Okay.
Okay, that's fair.
But if you want to continue, you want to have a look first. Want to raid?
Yes. It's
Yes.
Luke.
It is still the same game day. Yes, within the same game day, there were 2 huge explosions that took out half of the village.
True.
It took out no one as far as we know. Everyone survived.
as far as
Yeah,
we
village
know,
buildings.
we're not murderers.
How do you know? Is
I was
Tess
feeling doggo,
streaming
what did I miss?
for much
I don't know.
longer?
She usually finishes around. Well, she'll probably be finished in the next 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, because she usually ends up raiding us towards the end.
Mm.
Mhm.
Looks like Welcome Party RPG is playing. I don't know how
Could-
long.
Look at Kermit.
They've been on for 2 hours. Probably fine.
Yeah,
Some
most
people
D&D
stream D&D
sessions
for
are-
like 5 hours. I noticed that
Yeah.
the other day and I was like, oh my god. How do people have the time? Okay, welcome party Erpagur. It is.
Erpagur.
Erpagur. Right.
And now on
Slash
this channel,
rad.
Beyond Housebound Adventuring, find out what the DM wanted to happen. It's never what the DM wants to happen, it's what the DM plans for. Very rarely do the things that DMs plan for actually happen.
Yep.
Missed the
GG,
ending. Is
everybody.
anything new on fire? Depends how much you missed, I guess.
That's true. That's very true.
I think there are two more things that are on fire, and it's Holly's cheeks because she's embarrassed for being so mean to Sir
Rude.
Bobbert here.
Oh,
How dare
Bobbert.
she? She'll never recover.
Bobbert McDougal.
Ew.
All right. If you join us with the raid, you get chin points, which will go towards you becoming a goblin
Yes, do that.
Or a double goblin if you're already a
Goblin
goblin.
or a triple goblin.
Or,
You
yeah.
can keep on goblin.
Thank you, Kung Fu
Goblin,
Grasshopper.
Goblin.
400 away. Oh, so
Goblin
close,
man.
Solomon.
Oh, you'll be more than halfway to the end of your thing if you
What
stay
is
for
it?
the raid.
I have 4 goblin already.
I'm 3K away from
Oh my god. Right.
You get points for streaks, for watching streaks, don't you?
Yeah, you
Oh
do.
my god. Oh no, that means your streak got ended because you were out. Oh, bud.
Oh, no.
Right.
Alright. See you next week.
Thanks for being around, guys. Love you lots.
Bye.
Bye.